and welcome to Fantelligence Hub. Today we will be learning about energy and our lifestyle, the role and impact of oil and gas. How does oil and gas impact us? So, energy, how is energy made? And how is oil and gas produced? Well, that's a thing that you have always wondered. What is your favourite food and what do you like to eat the most? For me, it's pesto pasta. For you, it might be other things. And what are its ingredients and recipe? What is it made of? Ingredients: tomatoes, potatoes, pasta, vegetables, cheese, milk, eggs. All of these are groceries that you use to eat. First, and all of this includes energy. So first, you drive to the supermarket. Now, this includes energy. You're at the supermarket and you're paying for your ingredients. You drive back and you cook. All of this includes energy to when you're driving there, to when you're driving back, and when you're cooking, because you either need to wash your hands or use the hob. Grocery. Now, where are these groceries from? These groceries are from all around the world. They are taken from all around the world into where your local area is. You can either use ships or planes to trains and buses. And all of these groceries come to your local supermarket. Energy. Now, planes use fuel and ships use fuel. Buses use fuel. Driving needs energy, and cooking needs energy too. All of these include oil and gas and energy. But where is this oil and gas extracted from? How electricity reaches our home. Have you ever wondered what these lines are, or when you're like on the motorway or in your local area? Well, that's what I'm about to tell you now. Now, most of energy sources uses oil and gas and energy. But sometimes energy is produced from the sun and windmills to solar panels. Now, sometimes they're extracted to the power station, to the national transmission lines, which carry your electricity and attaches to your home, like you can see here. And that is how you have electricity to use your local internet. Lifestyle. From credit cards to contact lenses, to folders, to your makeup, to nail varnish. All of this includes oil and gas. That's how the process is. Lifestyle. Your gel pens even, or any pens basically. Your clothes, building, your house, and roads are all made from oil and natural gas. So literally thousands of products that you use and depend on every day are made from better gas using petrochemicals, plastics, and other materials that come from natural gas. That's why this is good for the planet. And what is oil and gas? How was it eventually made? Well, millions of years ago, tiny animals in the sea and plants died and were buried into the ocean floor. And over time, they were crushed and covered by layers of silt and salt and sand. Over millions of years, I'm talking dinosaur years, the remains were buried deeper and deeper and were compressed due to the heat and pressure of the rock. Then, these are called fossils. The fossils became trapped under many layers of rock. Say if you go to Kimmeridge Clays in Dorset, you may or may not have heard of it. You will see many fossils from the millions of years ago when the animals and plants were compressed. Then they were made into rocks. Now it kept on getting hotter and hotter because the crushed animals and plants were compressed deeper and deeper into the earth until they reached the Earth's core. The Earth's core is so hot that you could never get to it. You would literally not be able to survive. They got so hot that they were so compressed that they couldn't take it anymore, and all of their juice came out and was deposited up to the earth. Then they were trapped in anticline traps, fault traps, stratigraphic traps, and refill salt traps. All of these type of traps, they were trapped inside and made into oil and gas. First, engineers explored the area to see where the oil and gas was trapped in all of those fault traps. And then, once we were sure that the research was sure that oil and gas was there, we started drilling into the Earth's core. Over kilometers and kilometers and kilometers, they kept on drilling and drilling, and this took a long process of time. It wouldn't take an hour, it would take days and days and days. And drilling from London Bridge to your classroom with 10 inches accuracy. All of these pipes are used and deposited from your classroom to London Bridge to the other side of the world. These pipes are everywhere because they are what produces oil and gas. That oil and gas is exported across the entire world to get what you need. Then you extract the oil and gas and then in the pipes. Then they're converted into your credit cards, contact lenses, bags, rulers, mascara, folders, nail varnish, tires, to your roads, to keyboards. They are all converted into in factories to what you need and use in your everyday life. Now, unnecessarily consumption causes pollution. Even though this process causes pollution, sometimes you need something too much that it causes way too much pollution, and that is what's happening now on Earth. Say you got a pencil case 1 week before, and you found another one that you really wanted. That's unnecessary consumption, and it causes way more pollution. Your water bottles, to your pencil cases, to your clothes, all is not needed. Some things are needed, but some things you just really want an urge to have. You have to sustain. You have to conserve energy at home and school or wherever you are. You turn off the lights when not in use. Unplug electronics when they're not being used to save electricity, and encourage your family to use energy-efficient appliances and light bulbs. 2. Responsible consumer. You have to be a responsible consumer. Think about the environmental impact of your choices. Choose products that are durable, repairable, and made sustainably, and most of all, that can last the longest. Now, you have to encourage your family to reduce consumption overall, focusing on needs rather than wants. You need clothes, but you don't need too many clothes and too fancy clothes that you have a whole room full of them, because that's just wants. 3. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. You have to reduce waste by choosing products with less packaging. Reuse materials like containers and bags instead of throwing them away after you're done with them. That can be very handy when you're in a pickle. Recycle paper, plastic, glass, and metal to help save energy and reduce pollution. That will help the planet. And 4. Plant trees and support green spaces, like charities too. Trees absorb CO2, carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, and help reduce pollution. The trees take the CO2 in, and pump fresh oxygen out for you to breathe. That is how all of us are breathing right now. Without trees, we wouldn't be able to live. 5. Eco-friendly habits. Choose local and seasonable foods to reduce the carbon footprint associated with transporting food. Say it was December and you really urged for a mango. That's not the season for it, so I think you should wait a bit longer. Stay informed and educate others. With this video, you can learn about environmental issues and share your knowledge with friends and family. Participate in environmental clubs or activities at school to spread awareness of what is happening in our world. And most of all, have fun doing all of that. Well, that comes to an end. So, thank you for listening and watching to my video. Bye bye!